This evening, telecommunications bill was passed in Parliament yesterday. Ministerial team visits gold mines in light of...
From Safetv headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safetv Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. The opposition fought hard to send the telecommunications bill to a special select committee, but they did not have the majority of votes in the House to do so. Andrew Weeks reports that the bill was passed last evening, opening Guyana for business in the telecoms sector.
After more than 6 hours of debate that ended late into the evening, the Telecommunications Reform Bill was finally passed in the House.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to report that the Telecommunications Amendment Bill 2016, Bill number 15 of 2016, was considered in the committee clause by clause and was passed without amendments. I move that the bill be now read the third time and passed as printed.
Telecommunications Bill 2016, Bill number 15 of 2016.
Thank you.
The opposition side of the House had expressed support for the bill, but wanted it to return to a specially select committee to correct some deficiencies. However, they did not have the vote to do so. Minister Cathy Hughes said the bill will not just bring Guyana on par with other CARICOM countries, but will liberalize the sector, bringing on board new entrants and create an environment that is fair and competitive.
The bill provides for regulation to ensure that consumers receive good quality services. This new law will allow us to more easily meet the growing demand for various types of data, intensive services, and video services at high speeds in Guyana. It is one that is awaited with much anticipation by all Guyanese. It will guarantee that we get better service. I urge its passage through this honorable House at the most earliest time.
A total of 9 MPs from both sides of the House were in agreement that the bill was a step in the right direction. But the debate that got them there was a tough one.
And the moral dilemma is this very government sent this bill to special select committee to have these issues corrected and rectified. And this very government, who is in control of the process now, has brought us back this bill with identical condition.
George, the bill will provide for an open, liberalized and competitive sector.
Months of the year. The company was highly praised by the ministers for their continued contributions. Kingsley Bryan provides the details in this report.
Guyana Goldfields Inc. continues to perform at a high standard, with the company announcing the pouring of some 75,000 ounces of gold after just 6 months. Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu led a team of government ministers to the operations and expressed satisfaction with the level of work and the operations of the Canadian company.
Therefore, you have a company working together with Guyanese to bring a product that the economy depends on at this point in time, which is gold. As I said, this Aurora gold mine is a very bright spot in the entire scheme of things in relation to how the economy will grow and how we will be able to produce not only employment and growth, but social benefits for working people.
Prime Minister Nagamutu says that the company's gold production is commendable and adds to the government's intention of creating that good life. Accompanying the Prime Minister were Ministers of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman, Foreign Affairs Minister Kyle Greenwich, Finance Minister Winston Jordan, Agriculture Minister Noel Holder, Minister of Citizenship Winston Felix, and Minister within the Ministry of Communities, Don Hastings Williams. Foreign Affairs Minister Kyle Greenwich commended the company on their care of the environment.
Not only in terms of the production itself, but as also the manner in which, like, the natural landscape is being affected, how it's transformed in a manner that would minimize ecological and environmental damage.
Minister Greenidge expresses that the visit aids in the delivery of certain information to the international community, and that he is satisfied with what he sees. From all indications, the company is set to surpass its target, and this is commendable according to Natural Resources Minister Raphael Trotman.
It is surpassing even our targets because at the beginning of the year we anticipated just about 100,000 ounces. It would appear that we will go beyond that for this mine alone, because as of the end of June, we had already done close to 76,000 ounces. So we are doing very well. This is an exemplary organization, a company. Its standards, health and safety, the environment, everything is complementary, and the synergies that we see here are good.
Guyana Goldfields Inc. achieved the first gold pour in August 2015. The mine plan for the company is designed to produce 2.8 million ounces of gold, averaging 188 ounces of gold per year, over an initial 16-year mine life. The company received its mining license in November 2011 to operate and build the Aurora Gold Project.
Thanks, Kingsley. A Durban Street, Georgetown woman is pleading for a thorough investigation and closure into the suspected death of her husband in the interior. Rihanna Ahmad has more on this story.
Sean Clark, age 47, has not been seen or heard from since July 10. After several checks and inquiries were made, he was declared missing up until recently, when passers-by stumbled upon a body in the vicinity of Madia, Region 8.
Yes, their cruiser was coming out of the back dam, and they said they saw some car and crew, but they didn't know what was going on until the meat landing. So this morning somebody called them, because you have a brother up there, Wayne Clark, and somebody called him this morning and tell him they found the body.
But strangely enough, the man's wife, Rochelle Clark, said that when police got to the location, just some partially burnt items belonging to her husband were left.
But by the time the police go in, the body was moved. Just the worms is there and some of his things that they tried to burn up.
The last person seen with Sean Clark has been taken into police custody.
Back down before Minnehaha, before you meet Madia, the people there said they saw him with this guy walking out the night, late at night, and Marlon went to the station somehow, and the police hold him. The police hold him at the station. And he said that he and my husband walk out to the airstrip, which in the airstrip is a bright area, the airstrip is a wide area. And once he came out to the airstrip, he would have called. He did not call.
Rochelle Clark is maintaining that her husband was a very easygoing person who did not have any falling out with anybody, particularly the folks in the interior locations where he worked. George, the woman is pleading with authorities to ensure that they carry out a thorough investigation so that she can at least find closure.
Thank you, Rihanna. Coming up on Headline News after the break, PPPC hiccups over GCOM's decision, and Junior Minister of Housing shares opinion on the ability of youth to acquire their own homes.
Everybody knows John Lewis Styles as the Levi's and Dockers store. But did you know we're also an authorized dealer for Nautica, Perry Ellis, US Polo, Natural Issue, Joffrey Bean, and many others. We also carry the Bruno and Drill brands, who are actually the makers of Express shirts, at half the price of Express. So the next time you think of men's clothing, shoes, and accessories, there's only one choice. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
With a distinctive flavor, Umda Palka ghee is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This palka ghee is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Umda Palka ghee is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
and Banks Beer. Have fun in Banks Country.
It's the sizzling summer sale going down on the 29th of July at Clearance, where prices are hot, hot, hot. Get up to 50% off items store-wide. I'm talking gents, sneakers, jeans, shirts, jerseys, caps, and everything you need for that sizzling summer look. And for the ladies, we have tops, jeans, short pants, flip-flops, dresses, sunshade.
The People's Progressive Party Civic is concerned that the decision by the Guyana Elections Commission to share its database with some government ministries might lead to electoral skullduggery. Rihanna Ahmad has our story.
Clement Rohi, General Secretary of the main opposition People's Progressive Party Civic, believes that the Guyana Elections Commission sharing its database with these government ministries would create the perfect opportunity to pad future voters' lists.
The justification to share GCOM's database with the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security in order for that ministry to rectify the names and addresses of pensioners, as well as to assist in deleting names of pensioners, smacks of deep suspicion that GCOM's database could be used for other sinister electoral purposes.
GCOM's chairman, Dr. Steve Surge-Valley, was reported as saying that a new house-to-house registration exercise would be held next year and that the list would be periodically sanitized by continuous registration cycles. But this justification does not satisfy the PP Civic.
Sharing of GCOM's database with either of these two ministries is unnecessary and uncalled for, since these two ministries have the institutional capacity to rectify their respective institutional deficiencies.
Since the voters list is available online, PPP Executive Zulfikar Mustafa is insisting that there is no need for these ministries to access the database of the Guyana Elections Commission, unless something sinister is being planned.
You could see the motives.
But it don't make sense if it is public.
Yeah, but there are certain fields that the GS explain that are confidential, that are not on the website, like which will be shared and mention it.
Why are you asking us that? Why don't you check?
I check, I know my date of birth is on the GCOM website.
No, but your fingerprint. The other thing, distinguish mark.
The party even staged one of its regular protests outside of the Guyana Elections Commission in Kingston, Georgetown, to voice its concerns. George?
Thanks, Rihanna. Is paying for house lots a burden too heavy to carry? Are the youths of this country being denied the opportunity to acquire the promised house lots by the coalition government? Andrew Weeks reports that the junior minister of housing begs to differ.
Minister Valerie Patterson made the following statements about house lots being too expensive to acquire. Listen.
The same house lots that people say were too high, they're all gone.
For the land.
So even though some people say it's high, it is highly subsidized by government. Because CHMPA undertook the cost of putting in infrastructure as well as the services. The water, electricity, is being put in place by CHMPA, not GPL and GWI.
As for the claim that many youths are not getting the opportunity to acquire house lots, Minister Patterson said,
lots of young people received allocations, at least I can say from January to now. Lots of young people have graced my office and they received allocations.
Daily. George, back to you.
Thanks, Andrew. The City Constabulary on Sunday celebrated its 179th year of service to the city of Georgetown. The celebration came in the form of a religious service, which saw the attendance of Mayor Patricia Chase Green, Town Clerk Royston King, and Mayor and City Council Chief Constable Andrew Fu.
Fu commended the achievements of the constabulary, saying that celebrating 175
at you, they don't see a police who is hard-hearted and simply an opposing force, but a godly person who everyone should look up to for justice and love.
We all know what leadership is. We can Google leadership. But a leader is a person who possesses integrity. A leader is known by character. A leader has the ability to envision the future.
I behoove you in carrying out your duty to remember that you are your brother's keeper.
Mayor Green related her commitment to stand by the city constabulary. She also encouraged the gathering present to let their presence be felt over the entire city.
We, as a city constabulary, have just the city of Georgetown from Turkine to Agricola, 15 square miles. And we're only known in Center Georgetown. We're not known in Turkine popularly. We're not known in Agricola. We must be felt. Our presence must be felt. We must be able to spread out in the city of Georgetown.
The mayor highlighted the issue of limited resources, but nonetheless encouraged the constabulary force to remain strong and to remain professional.
To give, we will have to give to you. And so therefore, even as you go out there, not fully equipped, professionalism, you can be my best friend, but if you commit an offense, I must be that good friend to say to you, you are wrong, you should not be doing it. Not just turn a blind eye and walk away.
The city constabulary, which has its motto, serving the citizen and advancing the nation, was established in 1837 and is currently seeking to expand its forces with aims to improve its service citywide.
Thanks, Lisa. Still ahead are regional and international news.
Women's fashion trends change every day. That's why John Lewis Styles makes it their duty to source items directly from the manufacturing brand, offering you more choices and better prices. Women love to look great, whether it's for work or play. From clothing, shoes, accessories, to handbags, watches, fragrances. Let's make you feel like the only girl in the world. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
With a distinctive flavor, palka ghee is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This palka ghee is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Palka ghee is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
Don't let this moment in history pass you by. Kissoons want every Guyanese home to showcase a new piece of furniture to remember this glorious event of our Jubilee celebration. Kissoons have gone crazy. Every item is on sale right through this year in the Big Broad Factory Surplus Sale, up to 50% off for the 50th birthday at Kissoons.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
In news from the region now, the fall in oil prices, years of economic mismanagement, and soaring crime in Venezuela is ripping apart the school system, threatening to create a lost generation. Armed robbers enter schools, blackouts leave classrooms dark, and students faint from hunger. A parent group has estimated that Venezuelan children are missing 40% of class time this year. AP News reports.
A school day begins in the slums of Caracas, but 14-year-old Maria Arias won't have a full day of classes at her high school.
Most of the teachers hardly come. We sometimes will go for 4 hours without a single class.
The fall in oil prices, years of economic mismanagement, and soaring crime have brought Venezuela to a crisis, and the once envied school system is in chaos, leaving classrooms empty. A parent group estimates that Venezuelan children are missing 40% of class time this year.
At the high school, there is always some problem. Sometimes there are fires. There are fights between students. The high school is ugly.
On top of that, teachers have been killed in the violence gripping the country. Armed robbers enter schools, blackouts leave classrooms dark, and students faint from hunger.
I can't even give them money for snacks. I cannot even buy a packet of crackers and give them one to take to school, like I used to.
Lack of food is a chief reason schools are failing. Teachers and students often miss class to spend hours in food lines.
My colleagues have to bring food to their homes. Students are not coming as often to classes, and the dropout rate is high because I think they're in food lines. They need to eat breakfast, but sometimes they don't have any.
Gym class used to take place in this patio. Now kids gamble. The teacher was killed in a gun battle.
Everything is getting worse, and the quality of life has diminished. It's hard. Even though we try to stick together and teach the children that the only way forward is
in life. That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
Melania Trump's big moment on the national stage overshadowed by an unexpected moment. Trump delivering a speech with plagiarized passages of Michelle Obama's speech from the 2008 Democratic National Convention.
We want our children and all children in this nation to know.
Because we want our children in this nation to know
that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
That the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
And that's not all.
That you treat people with dignity and respect, even if you don't know them, and even if you don't agree with them.
That you treat people with respect.
Under a firestorm of criticism online, the Trump campaign issuing this statement overnight, saying, quote, Melania's team of writers took notes on her life's inspirations and in some instances included fragments that reflected her own thinking. But the statement doesn't acknowledge the allegations of plagiarism, mention who helped Mrs. Trump write her speech, or explain where those fragments came.
This Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Safetv 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast. Do have a blessed evening.